Manscaped. They get great respect. You know why they get great respect?
Why's that?
Because they're always perfect with the balls. You know that? They keep the ball smooth and flying the way they're supposed to fly, man. All right. And just like that quarterback you were speaking of, who is very surgical with that rocket of an arm, and he can make that thing go where it needs to go. He understands the importance of this Manscaped action as well, because they are the leaders in below the waistline grooming. And we know that below the waistline grooming is very, very, very important, Deke. No pun intended there. So with that being said, though, can we talk about that performance package, the 4.0?
I think so.
Can we got a little time?
This is how they gained respect, right?
This is actually
coming up with this type of innovation.
I mean, technology, right? Lawnmower 4.0 used to have a light, right? Remember, that was the thing. Like, oh, can the light turn on and off, though? They improved it. The 4.0, the light goes on and off. How can you beat that? But then you also got, that crop, because everybody got a crop, right? Especially us, man. We got to have a little crop action. You got crop reviver, crop refresher. Keep it smelling ooey gooey, nice and sweet for all occasions. And you can't forget that travel bag. But more importantly, what you cannot forget is the promo code, which is MOATS. MOATS. 20% off of your of your shipping, not even of your shipping. You get free shipping. 20% off of your purchase, though, which is more important because you got to make sure you purchase these items so you can get the free shipping. So make sure you do that. But use that promo code. And after that, man, your delicate twins and friends will be thanking you. All right, next up, Robert Spillane.
He obviously didn't help his case. I just don't know if the Steelers are going to cut him or not. I wonder how they view him in terms of depth. Do they view him as inside linebacker 3 and he's head and shoulders above all the other people? I did think Marcus Allen looked kind of good last night. I don't know if that was enough from Allen to put him over to Spillane or feel comfortable about cutting Spillane. I don't think they're going to cut him. I feel they're too comfortable with him. I don't think he helped his case, though, at all.
For me, when I think of Robert Spillane's performance last night, I thought it was Robert Spillane.
Yeah.
In terms of Robert,
had some nice plays
Robert versus the run, he's downhill. Robert in the pass, he's going to be chasing. That's who Robert Spillane is. That's been the tape on him. We thought that maybe that was going to change just based on the small sample size of productivity that we saw from him last season. But this is who Robert Spillane has been. It's not like a knock. It was more so you would hope that his game had developed more and maybe the pass element had improved to where it was a little, at least comparable. But right now is back to what that is. I mean, when you're putting him in situations where he has to be man cover some of these guys, running backs and tight ends, he's going to be trailing all the time. And that's what it showed multiple times last night. And Marcus Allen, like you said, he's flying around. These past 2 games, he's been playing fast. He's been playing with great tenacity and attitude. But my issue is I think he got hurt last night.
He did. Yep.
So once again with him, where do we obviously we won't know this until, well, actually they don't even have to tell us the significance of it. Yeah, even
the injuries.
The injuries part.
The cuts are in 2 days, right?
Yeah, cuts are in 2 days. But the injury part of it, so like say for example, if it was just a bone bruise, right? Something that might take a week. All right, well, cool. They might say, yo, we'll keep you here. But we don't know if it was a week thing or say it was a sprained MCL. That could be 4 to 6 weeks. They might just say, hey, man, we'd rather release him or just put him on injury reserve, kind of like we saw with Antoine Brooks, but we would never have to know what it was. And because the timing of it, with us having to have that hard deadline of cuts, I just feel like it's bad timing for him. But that helps Robert Spillane, though.
If everyone was healthy, I'm good with going 4. And I'm good with going Buddy Johnson, Marcus Allen. Well, Buddy Johnson, does it matter if he's on the 53 or practice squad really at this point?
I do. I think it does.
Outside of just like his monetary?
I still think it does. I mean, for Buddy, sure, you always just want to be on the NFL team in some like way, shape, or form. But
I'm just wondering because we haven't given him a lot of reps.
Not a lot of reps in terms of like the defensive portion of it, but I think that he's shown more than enough in practice and more importantly on special teams that he should be on the active.
Okay. So we'll go Schobert, Bush, Marcus Allen, Buddy Johnson. That's what I'm good with. Yeah. I think they're going to keep Spillane though. So I don't know which one of those guys are out.
To me, the only way I see the Spillane thing working is if Marcus injury might be a little bit more significant, where he not even like season long, but just going to miss more time than they're willing to stomach going out there with Buddy Johnson being the only healthy third guy right now. Like that to me, I think plays a really significant role in that decision of who you go with between those two. Because if Marcus is going to be healthy week 1 and you're not worried about that, well, yeah, you probably feel a little bit more confident going with maybe him and Buddy. I don't know though. Because it's still preseason.
You think they keep 5?
I could see that scenario. I could. I would almost like it though if they did this, if they were going to do the 5, like you go Devin, you go Schobert, obviously, then give me Buddy and Spillane on active, go Marcus Allen on practice squad. You could do that because he's still going to be developing. He's still catching up at linebacker. I like how he's playing fast. I like how he's more consistent right now, but he's still very young at inside linebacker. He doesn't.
You could do that too if he's injured.
Right? Yeah, you could. Yeah,
if he's just not even going to be available.
You don't have to put him on injury reserve. Just hey, how you going to practice squad these first couple of games till you get healthy. After that, we'll sign you, put you on the active. You can. I think you can go that route as well. But like to me, I think Buddy, he gives you productivity on special teams, so he needs to be on this active. Spillane, he just gives you more proven experience. We know what he's limited in, and if I'm Keith Butler, if I'm Mike Tomlin, I'm just gonna simply say, okay, if it's a scenario where you have to be out there, because we don't anticipate him having to be out there week 1. It should be Devin and Joe the whole snap, like the whole game, right? But if one of those guys were to go down, if we were going to need to make a sub, because say, for example, Joe is struggling with the calls, right? He gets into the third quarter versus Buffalo. They're going to hurry up offense and his head's spinning. He doesn't know what call is what. He's just having a bad moment. Okay, they might go give him a series off. Let Spillane get out there to just calm it down for a second. You could get away with that, but you would just need to know that, okay, we're going to need to do a lot more zone concept while Spillane is in here. So he has eyes on quarterback and can just read and break versus the man matchup stuff that we like to do where he's going to be put in some compromising positions. Like I can see it playing out like that.
Fair. Yeah, I just don't see them cutting Spillane right now.
Yeah.
Either way, we think they could retain 5, whether it's one of them on the practice squad or not. Like those 5, Gilbert, probably gone.
Very true. Very true. So sticking with those LBs that we were just talking about, Buddy Johnson.
Yeah. He'll be on.
I think he will as well, man.
That was my question, just whether it's practice squad or 53. But if you think he's done enough to be on the 53 and it'd be worthwhile enough for both Buddy and the Steelers, then he'll be fine.
I definitely think he has, though, man. I definitely think he has. All right. Oh, and the other name, Marcus Allen. Where do we fall with him?
Hey, I was impressed.
For me, if he's healthy enough, I think he makes it. If the injury is significant, because remember, I don't think he returned. He didn't return from that injury. So if it's something that
he had a huge wrap on his leg.
Oh, and that's my thing. I'm just like, if it's something that's going to be a couple of weeks, that could hurt him a lot in terms of him trying to make this team or not.
53. You think he's still around, though? He's not just flat out right cut.
I don't, but if it's something that's going to be 5-6 weeks, that's still a spot on practice squad where you're not going to have a guy out there practicing for 5 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
Like, that's the only thing. So, you can have him up there. You could IR him, but you would have to wait until
because isn't that usually the short term is like 5 or 6 weeks?
Yeah, but it has to the timing of it. It would still have to wait. He would have to be on the active roster right now. So he would have to count on your 53 now until it's officially the start of week 1.
Okay.
Then you could put him on IR, but you still would have to take up a roster spot right now. You're gonna have to cut somebody, and somebody's gonna have the opportunity to go sign somewhere else. So that's the risk you run with the guy that's injured. So that's why I keep saying it really just depends on how significant that is. If it's 2 weeks, I don't think it affects them like that. I think they roll with it. If it's longer than that, though, because you're either taking up an active roster spot or you're taking up a practice squad spot. And that's the only way that you'll be able to work it where he could still play for us this season. Antoine Brooks, that situation is different. With Marcus, though, because we feel like he's still going to be able to be a part of that mix, you want to do whatever you can to keep him available to you at some point this season.
Yeah, I liked what I've been seeing from Allen these past couple of weeks.
Absolutely, man.
I think he's intriguing enough. You got to keep him around.
Absolutely.